गोपीजनधारी यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन रावणचारी रावणचारी राधा माधव कुंज विहारी हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Achyutam Keshavam Namanarayanam Achyutam Keshavam Rama Krishna Damodaram Vasudevam Bhaje Sridharam Madhavam Gopika Vallavam Janaki Nayakam Ramachandram Bhaje Janaki Nayakam Janaki Nayakam Ramachandram Bhaje Janaki Nayakam Achyutam Keshavam Namanarayanam Achyutam Keshavam Namanarayanam Krishna Damodaram Vasudevam Bhaje Sridharam Madhavam Gopika Vallavam Sridharam Madhavam Janaki Nayakam Ramachandram Bhaje जानकीनायकं रामचन्द्रं भजे रामचन्द्र रघुवीरा रामचन्द्र रणधीरा रामचन्द्र रणधीरा रामचन्द्र मम बन्धो रामचन्द्र जय सिन्धु रामचन्द्र मम बन्धो रामचन्द्र रामचन्द्र रघुरामा रामचन्द्र परन्धामा रामचन्द्र रघुरामा रामचन्द्र रघुरामा रामचन्द्र परन्धामा Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram 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 Raghupathi Raghava Raja Ram Patita Pavana Sitaram Raghupathi Raghava Raja Ram Patita Pavana Sitaram सीताराम जय सीताराम सीताराम लक्ष्मण भक्त हनुमान सीताराम जय सीताराम 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 सीताराम जय सीताराम। जय ओम इष्टपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्रीमद डिवाइन ग्रेस अभय चरणा अरविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की नामाचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की ब्रजभूमि वृंदावन धाम की मथुरा धाम की द्वारकापुरी धाम की पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की श्री मायापुर नवद्वीप धाम की अयोध्या धाम की चित्रकूट धाम की गंगामयी यमुनामयी की भक्ति देवी तुलसी देवी की समावेत भक्त वृंद की श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्ट दास रघुनाथ षडगो स्वामी प्रभुगण की वर्तमान आचार्य वृंद की ब्रह्म गौड़ीय गुरु शिष्य संप्रदाय की ऑल ग्लोरीज टू assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च नमो ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिन्निते नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं Devem Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshvabhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatyuttama-shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Today is the most auspicious occasion of Sri Navami. In the 9th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a very nice, beautiful narration of Lord Rama's pastimes. But Shukadeva Goswami has not given very elaborately there, because already Valmiki has given Ramayana in great elaboration, which is compiled by Vedavyasa and handed over below in the Guru Parampara. It's already available. Sometimes devotees of Krishna consciousness movement wonder, what if my heart is attracted to Rama? They feel guilty. Is it proper? Is it a proper attraction, or is it a blemish in our Ananya Bhakti? Therefore, I wish to begin with a small section from Chaitanya Charitamrita. See, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in his South India travel, he went to one place called Siddhavat. And there he went to the house of a Brahmana who was continuously chanting Ram Nam at that time. So, now when Mahaprabhu returned to the Siddhavat, after going one full round, he went to actually Gautami Ganga, then he went to Trimanda, and then Dundirama Tirtha, Mallikarjuna Tirtha, Ahobalam, then Siddhavat. Then he comes like this, comes to Siddhavat back. And then in that Siddhavat he met that Brahman, and then he went to Skanda Kshetra and Trimatha. Again he came to Siddhavat. Second, so he went through Siddhavat. Sometimes we do that, isn't it? Go to one place and then visit some places and come back to that, isn't it? Like somebody comes to Pune, they go to Dehugaon, they go to Pandharpur, again come back to Pune. Correct? Like that. Mahaprabhu, he stayed one night in Siddhavat and met one Brahman. If you want the reference, this is Madhya Lila. This is Madhya Lila 9. Chapter 9, the shloka number is 17. 17 to 20. There Mahaprabhu is visiting Siddhavat first time. Again he is visiting second time in 22 to 39 verses. You will see that. So, there you will read. So Mahaprabhu, when he came to Siddhavat, he saw this Brahman chanting Ram Nam. But this Brahman met Mahaprabhu chanting HareKrishna mantra and dancing. He saw Mahaprabhu. He was deeply inspired by Mahaprabhu. Then when Mahaprabhu returned to Siddhavat, this Brahmana was singing HareKrishna mantra. So here it is said, Lord again visited Siddhavat and went to the house of the Brahman, who was now constantly chanting the HareKrishna mantra, Mahamantra. After finishing his lunch there, Lord asked him about his current position. Formerly you were chanting Rama constantly. Why are you now chanting Krishna? He asked him. So the Brahmana spoke to him. My Lord, this is all due to the influence of seeing you. I have lost my lifelong practice since childhood. Since I saw you, the holy name of Krishna has been tightly fixed upon my tongue, and the holy name of Rama has gone far away. Now, Shastric references for the glories of the holy name, he quoted many. This Brahmana was a learned Brahman. He quoted many verses like Ramante Yogino Anante Satyananda Chidatmane Iti Rama Pade Nasav Param Brahma Vidiyate. So, he is quoting, from my childhood I have been collecting glories of the holy name from revealed scriptures as follows. Because in this Ramante Yogino Anante, he says the name of Rama is mentioned. And then there is also one more verse from Mahabharata, Udyoga Parva. The word Krish is the attractive feature of Lord's existence. And Na means a spiritual pressure. Krishir Bhu Vachakaha Shabdo Nascha Nivriti Vachakaha Tayor Aikyam Param Brahma Krishna iti abhidiyate. In Mahabharata, the definition of Krishna is given. Krish means to attract. Na means to bestow ananda. So Krishna attracts you to himself and bestows bliss to his devotees. So he quoted that from Mahabharata. Then he said the holy names of Rama and Krishna are on equal level. But the scriptures give a further indication. Shri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattulyam Rama Nama Varanane, that he quoted from Brihad Vishnu Sahasranam Stotra Uttarakhanda Padma Purana. He quoted from that. So Lord Shiva is telling Durga that I chant the holy name of Ram, Ram, Ram. Thus enjoy the beautiful sound. This holy name of Ramachandra is equal to 1000 holy names of Lord Vishnu, like that he says. Then this Brahman quoted one more verse from Brahmanda Puran. He says, Sahasranam nam punyanam trir avrityatu yat phalam ekavrityatu krishnasya namaikam tat prayachati. He says, the pious results derived from chanting the 1000 holy names of Vishnu 3 times can be attained by only one utterance of the holy name of Krishna. He quoted this. And then he said, according to the Shastra, the glories of Krishna's name are unlimited. Still, I could not chant his holy name before. Because my worshipable Lord has been Lord Rama, and by chanting his name, I received happiness and chanted Ram Nam day and night. By your appearance, Lord Krishna's name also appeared, and the glories of Krishna's name awoke in my heart. You are that Lord Krishna himself. This is my conclusion. Saying this, the Brahmana fell down at the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya. So, this is one pastime. So, this is Siddhavat Brahman who was chanting Ram Nam, now he is chanting Krishna Nam. There is another pastime in Mahaprabhu's South India visit, which is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visiting Mathura in southern Mathura. You know, northern Mathura, correct? So, in the southern Mathura, there is another Brahman. His name is Ramdas Vipra. So, Mahaprabhu saw him chanting Ram Nam. And he continued to chant Ram Nam. But his method of worship was very amazing. Because in Tamil we call that place as Madurai, we call it Madurai, southern Madura. So that place is very dear to me because that's the place I was born, very close to that. So it's less than an hour from my place. I used to go there. So in that place, this Brahman in his home was worshipping Ram in such a spontaneous mood that when Mahaprabhu stayed till 12 o'clock, there was no prasad. Mahaprabhu asked, is it fasting till noon for him? So Mahaprabhu asked, oh Brahman, is there any plan for you to cook some prasad and offer me today? I am staying in your house. Brahman said, you see, Lakshmana has gone to forest to get some vegetables and berries. And Mother Sita will cook. After Ram eats, then we will have our prasad. Like that he spoke. Mahaprabhu said, wonderful, your method of worship is very great. By reading Ramayana, he had got completely, his mati had entered into Ramayana. He was completely in that absorption. So Srila Prabhupada says, yesterday I was hearing one lecture of Prabhupada in the 2nd chapter. He says, how can a grihastha go back to Godhead very easily? That is the thing Prabhupada is speaking on. He says, when you install a deity in your home, one should immediately accept that Lord has become the owner of my home. So then, whatever I am doing at home is for His pleasure. I have to keep the home very clean. Why? Because Lord is the owner of the house. I am the servant. So I have to keep the home clean for His pleasure. And I have to get the vegetables, fruits, everything from the market for His pleasure. I have to get cloth and make dress for Him. I have to make ornaments for Him. The home, we should talk to each other properly and not offend one another because that will displease the master of the house. And I have to have a bank account because from that bank account I can take out money and engage it in His service. So for His pleasure I will have a bank account. I have to paint the house, festival is coming, so because the house, we can't afford to keep the house dirty. So in this way a person, anything is going to do, he always thinks in terms of what will the deities think about this. So this is how Prabhupada says one becomes immensely Krishna conscious by this method of doing everything in connection to Him. So this Brahmana was like that, worshipping Sitaram in his house. And he was also reading Ramayana daily, like that. So that is the same Brahman who offered prasad to Mahaprabhu, but he himself was planning not to eat. And Mahaprabhu asked him, why you are like this? Why are you not eating? Then the Brahman said, he was weeping actually. He said, yesterday only I read in the Ramayana that Ravana kidnapped Sita. How can the mother of the universe be kidnapped by a Asura, by a Rakshasa? I became broken-hearted. How can anyone touch Sita like this and take away? She is Rama's consort. So that time Mahaprabhu pacified him. He said, see, Sita is Haladini Shakti of the Lord. Nobody can touch her. If anybody tries to exploit Sita, that person will be cheated. Don't worry. But Mahaprabhu pacified him and told him to take prasad. And when Mahaprabhu went to Setubandha, there he got one temple. In one temple, the Brahmanas were discussing from Kurma Purana. Mahaprabhu went and sat there and he heard also. And in that discussion, this topic came, how in the Kurma Purana there's a mention that when Ravana came, Sita was trying to cross the Lakshman's border which he had drawn, Lakshman Rekha, correct, no? At that time, the fire came. So the original Sita entered into the Agni Loka. Agni's wife's name is Swaha. No? That's why we say Swaha, you say, no? So she was taken by Swaha and kept in Agni's abode till the Sita entered the Agni Pariksha, correct, no? The Agni Pariksha was done because the Maya Sita came out. Agni Deva told Swaha to take Sita and then give Maya Sita. Who is Maya Sita? She is Vedavati. So the Vedavati who looked like Sita, she came out. And she was the one who went with Ravana. And then later on, that's why Rama did not accept directly Vedavati. He told, you have to enter the Agni. So when Vedavati entered the Agni, then original Sita came out. And then original Sita went with Rama to Ayodhya. So when Mahaprabhu got this, he became very jubilant. He made a copy and told the Brahmins, keep the copy, I will take the original edition with me. And then he brought it to the Brahman and he showed, then the Brahman became completely pacified. So this Rama Bhakta in Southern Mathura, he remained a Rama Bhakta lifelong. And he still happened to be a very wonderful associate of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is not the only one. There are two more you can think of. Anupam, who was the brother of Rup Sanatan. He was a great devotee of Rama. And he was the youngest brother. Being the youngest brother, the elder brothers have more rule over the younger brothers, correct now? They can do. So Rup Sanatan called him and said, see, we are all chanting Hare Krishna, why don't you also chant? It's very easy. Just take the beads, regularly chant Hare Krishna. So, and Anupam, one of the days came and told his elder brother, my dear brother, whole night I have been trying to chant this Hare Krishna mantra, but from my mouth, other than Ram Nam, nothing comes out. And I cannot give up my Raghunath, who is Lord of my life. When I am chanting Hare Krishna also, my remembrance goes to Ram only. My mind is going. So then Rup Sanatan told him, okay, you continue to chant Ram Nam. When they came and told this to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Mahaprabhu greatly glorified. He said, glorious is the Lord who never gives up his devotee. And glorious is the devotee who never gives up the Lord. So he appreciated the attachment of Anupam towards Lord Ramachandra. So one has to have a very well-rounded, wholesome understanding of Rama and Krishna. Otherwise, people will be foolishly speaking and commenting and criticizing, saying that if you are not worshipping only Krishna, if you are worshipping Rama, it's a mistake. Some people foolishly think. I am quoting everything from Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. You will see that. So, in the same manner, Murari Gupta was also a great devotee of Lord Ram. In Mahaprakash Leela, Mahaprabhu asked different devotees, what can I give you? What benedictions you want? And for Murari Gupta, Mahaprabhu, without even asking what you want, he gave darshan of Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman, correct, no? At that time, Murari Gupta suddenly found himself turning into a monkey, Vanara form, and then he had a big tail from behind, because he was actually Hanuman, appears as Murari Gupta. So Mahaprabhu one time said, if anybody thinks Murari Gupta is a doctor, he is an offender, he said. He is externally a doctor, Vaidya. But he is a great devotee of Lord Rama. And Murari Gupta all his life remained a pure devotee of Rama. And Mahaprabhu had no objection to that. So, in the same manner, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to South India, Srirangam, one Venkata Bhatta, great devotee of Lakshmi Narayan, he came and invited Mahaprabhu to come and stay in his house. So Mahaprabhu stayed in his house. They had a very good discussion about Lakshmi Narayan and Radha Krishna. They had discussion. Yeah. So you will see that Venkata Bhatta remained loyal to his worship of Lakshmi Narayan or Ranganath worship. And Mahaprabhu was staying 4 months in his house. Can you imagine? Although they had many discussions about Lakshmi Narayan and Radha Krishna, they remained thick friends. Always. So this is one lesson that we have to learn in our life, that Lakshmi Narayan, Sitaram, Radha Krishna worship. These 3 worships are done in mode of goodness. People in Sattva-guna. Because you will see this mode of worship is same. We offer vegetarian food with tulasi to these deities. And they are non-different. Mahaprabhu tells in one shloka to Venkata Bhatta, if anybody differentiates between Vishnu, Rama and Krishna, he's a Pashandi, he says that. He's an atheist. Because in Tattva there is no difference. Only in mood there is difference. Therefore I have given this heading, Rama and Krishna, the righteous and playful one, Supreme Lord. Now you may wonder that these 2 personalities, Rama and Krishna, they have such a very big difference in their behavior. Rama says, I'm Ekapatni Vrat, isn't it? Krishna married 16,000 wives in Dwaraka and gave them all each a palace. What a big difference, isn't it? Lord Rama is Dhruva grass, like color, green color. And Krishna is Shamlavarna. Rama appeared in the daytime. Krishna appeared in the midnight. And Rama stays in one place, Ayodhya, for several 60,000, 70,000 years. He stays in one place only and rules. Krishna, the day he was born, was transported to Nanda Gokulam. And then from there, when he's 11 years, goes to Mathura. And in 13 years, he goes to Dwaraka. And he keeps moving, goes to Hastinapur. When he goes to Hastinapur, Dwaraka was his cry. And when he leaves Vrindavan, then Vrindavan was his cry. He keeps moving from place to place. Rama is situated in one place. And Rama stands erect. And Krishna stands in 3-fold bending form. Like this, isn't it? Yeah. Isn't it? So, you will find, you may wonder why such differences. And Rama is very strict. Satya Sandaha is very, there are 16 qualities that Rama exhibits. So, this is in Narada Valmiki conversation you find, see, Sarva Bhuteshu Hitaha, benevolent to all living beings, Gunavan, principled, Bibhyati Devascha, feared by even Devatas, Tutiman, brilliant, Anasuyakaha, non-jealous, Satyavako, truthful, Samartaha, competent, Vidwan, adept, knows everything, Charitrena Yuktaha, good person of good character, excellent behavior, Atmavan, courageous, Jirakrodo, mastered his anger, Kritagnya, grateful, Viryavan, vigorous, Dhridavrata, determined, Dharmagnya, conscientious, diligent, Priyadarshanaha, extremely handsome to look. In this way, these are 16 qualities of Rama. Because Valmiki was inquiring Narada, who is the person engaged deeply in austerity and study of Vedas, best among persons all situated in this. Konvasmin sampratam loke gunavan kascha viryavan dharmagyascha kritagyascha satyavakyo dridavratah. So he's asking, who really is that person at this time in this present world who is virtuous, vigorous, conscientious one and mindful of good deeds done to him and speaker of the truth and determined in his deed? I think he asked a question. So then Narada goes on to describe. So he will explain those 16 qualities, he will explain. So in this way you will see, these are Rama's qualities. Now, it says Rama conquered the anger, but you find Krishna becomes angry on Mother Yashoda for going away to kitchen. Isn't it? You will find Rama is Satyaparayana, Satya Sandaha, he will speak the truth, but Krishna speaks lies to Mother Yashoda. Rama will never do things in a very straightforward manner. Krishna goes and steals butter. Like I heard a pastime. One time, Krishna was standing along with his covered boys and targeting one particular gopi's house for stealing butter that day with all his few friends. And the gopi came out of the house and she had a big ball of butter. And she was telling, Kana, you don't have to steal. Come here, I'll give you. Take it from me, she said. And covered boys said, hey, she's giving, why don't you take it? Krishna said, no. I have decided never to extend my arms and ask for anything from anybody. The friends asked, why? See, I just came as Vaman Dev and asked for 3 steps. Still people are criticizing me. I just asked for 3 steps. Even for that they are criticizing, so I will not ask. Now I have decided to work hard and earn, he said. How to work hard? Just steal. So, this is Krishna's behavior. This reminds me, in my school days, I had a circle of friends. So we used to walk to one school. So on the way, in one house, there was a tamarind tree, from which some tamarinds will fall inside the compound, some tamarinds will fall outside the compound. So when they would fall outside the compound, our boys would pick up and they would wash it and then they would eat it, tamarind. So one day, one of my very mischievous friends, naughty friends, he climbed on the wall and then climbed on the tree. And he started plucking more tamarind. And the owner of the house shouted, "Hi, who is the thief? Tamarind thief," he shouted. And the boy was shouting back, "No, there is no thief in the tree," he's saying. See, if you say there is no thief in the tree, that means you're giving a clue where the thief is. He was a very small kid. We were all small kids that time. So that owner came out of the house and he saw my friend and he said, "Hey, get down," he said. Then the little boy got down. The boy was afraid the owner will be angry. The owner said, the owner himself plucked many tamarinds and this much and he gave it to him. He said, "You all go, take it, wash it and you can eat it." And he said, the owner said, "I am not worried about you taking tamarind. Who am I to give you tamarind? God gives everybody. But I am worried that you should not fall and break your leg. Why are you coming and stealing? You ask and take it." Then in my circle, there was another boy, was a very straightforward boy. He said, "See, he told you can ask and take it. You should be a sajjan, you should be a gentleman. You should never steal," he said. So when I see those 2 boys, I remember Rama and Krishna. Rama means straightforward, person of integrity, character and strict, everything, do it in a straightforward manner. Why to steal? You ask and take. But Krishna means mischievous. No, now why? When I asked that boy, "See, why did you climb and take like this?" You could have asked. He said, "There is always special taste in what you get by stealing tamarind." Basically, he was a mischievous fellow. Actually, he was the one who taught me how to ride a cycle without catching the handles. I also started driving like that first. And the news went to my father and then father locked up the cycles for three months. So, some people are mischievous, you'll see that. But when Krishna does mischief, he looks very beautiful. Prabhupada says, when Krishna steals butter, he is known, famous as Makanchor. Yeah, Prabhupada says if a pickpocketer is stealing a wallet, then police will remove the belt and beat him. He will not become famous, he will become notorious. He won't be famous. So, we cannot imitate what the Lord is doing. Lord can run away from the battlefield and be famously known as Ranchod Rai, isn't it? But if we run from the battlefield, it is considered abominable. Yeah, it's considered a failure, isn't it? So, therefore, the Lord, we should know that Lord Krishna is such a personality. Even his cheating is also very auspicious or very divine. Chalayasi vikramane balimadbhuta vamana. He says, no? So chalayasi means cheating. Like Lord comes as Vamana and asks for 3 steps. And then what he does? He takes a huge form and measures all the upper lower planetary systems and takes away everything. So it looks like cheating, correct, no? It's like somebody, cheated you for the land. In this world, you will want to put him behind the bars. On the contrary, you find Bali Maharaj surrendered his head to him. And then Lord told him, you see, I took away the property of Indra and gave it to Indra. But my dear Bali, in the next life I am going to make you Indra and give it all back to you. What kind of cheating is that? You know, you are taking from somebody and giving it back to him. So Lord, in one sense, Lord never cheated him. Not only that, the Lord told him that I will make you king of one place called Sutala Loka. And I will become your doorkeeper. Any thief becomes a doorkeeper in your house. So you can see the Lord's cheating is also so sweet. When he, whatever he does is sweet actually. Like Putana, for example, Lord pretended like a child, but he accepted her service of drinking milk and also finished her negative component by liberating her. So whatever anybody comes in touch with Krishna ultimately will gain auspiciousness. You will see that. Bali, in fact, the Lord entered Bali's name in the Dwadasha Mahajans also. Isn't it? Is there any cheater who can add your name in a list of 12 Mahajans? See what kind of transcendental cheat he is. Very amazing. So these are all playful pastimes. Like sometimes a mother, may take away the mobile from her child. Is she cheating the child? Why she is taking away? Because it is not good for the child. Because if the child is using a mobile, it can, because the skull of the child is very tender. It can harm the child, isn't it? So she takes away. But when the child grows into a grown-up boy, 15 or 20 years old, she'll give back the mobile. Correct? So like God is saying, Indra's property, I'll take it away now. Now you have become purified, take it back. Again he is giving. So actually Lord's cheating is also necessary for the foolish jiva who is falsely assuming proprietorship and taking away someone else's property. So the Lord plays with such jivas. And when he performs playful pastimes, they really are interesting for the living beings. Mad bhakta vinodartam karomi vividaha kriyaha, he says. I do many activities which will give charm. I'll be very charming in my activities, which touches the heart of my devotees. And my devotees become more serious in devotional service by hearing those pastimes, he says. So, Rama and Krishna are showing two different type of pastimes. Why? Because they know very well that some jivas are charmed by the playful pastimes of Krishna. Some jivas are charmed by the straightforwardness, morality, sticking to truth. They are attracted. Even amongst yourself, you will see. How many of you like straightforward people who stick to truth and people of integrity? You will like it. Correct? Yeah. How many of you like Krishna's playful, mischievous nature? You like. See, there are others. So in order to attract the different type of jivas with different natures, Lord manifests different type of pastimes. Some people like horror movies. Why? Because everything is destroyed. So when Lord comes as Parashurama taking an axe in the hand, he rotates the axe so fastly. It is said at the speed of mind. He rotates it. Then when he sees that there are not many warriors around, he reduces the speed to the speed of wind. It is said, so vigorously. So when anybody who has that nature of liking, horror movies, so when they read this pastime, they will say, wow, wonderful. Attack very powerful. Yeah, Lord does such pastimes to attract such souls. Like in America, when I was traveling, there was one Maharaj, and that Maharaj was telling, in America, the most favorite deity is, he was selling that Lord Narasimha. They have a magazine where they put Narasimha's picture on the front page. So they like this Narasimha because Narasimha is very ferocious. You should not leave. Some people want that. And they may not immediately be attracted to Krishna playing on the flute and very playful, surrounded by cows and calves. So he was selling that Gaurnitai sometime when they're dancing and they look very tender and very beautiful. And these fellows feel that, hey, no, this is not enough for us. We want aggressive Lord. So Lord says, okay, you want me to be like that? I'll come as Narasimha. Then you become attracted to me. Later on, I will bring you to, understanding that all these different forms are one. Advaitam achyutam anadimananta rupam adyam purana purusham navayauvanam cha edeshu durlabam adurlabam atma bhaktau govindam adi purusham tamaham bhajami. He's saying Advaitam means all these forms are one. Just like you take a Kohinoor diamond And then you turn it like this. One side yellow color comes. One side green color comes. One side blue color comes. One side orange color comes. The colors appear to be different on different facets of the Kohinoor diamond. But ultimately diamond is one. Similarly, you say Rama, Krishna, Vishnu, Narsimha, Vamana. All these different forms are one Lord manifesting in different ways. Therefore, we say, Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa. Similarly, Keshavadrita Vamana Rupa Jaya Jagadish Hare. So always they begin with Keshavadrita, which means Keshava only comes in these different forms. There is one verse in the Brahma Samhita also. Ramadimurtishu kalaliyamena tishthan nanavataram akarod bhuvaneshu kintu Krishna swayam samabhavat paramapumanyo govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. So Lord Govinda only comes as Rama, he says. Not only Rama, Ramadi Murtishu Kala. So there are many expansions of Krishna. One of them is also Ramachandra. He comes in this beautiful form. So when we see Rama, we should know he is Krishna only coming in this form. So one should not have any confusion. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself has started through these different pastimes I told you. So in this way, when we worship Sitaram or Lakshmi Narayan, what to speak of these personalities who are Sakshat Krishna, they are Swayam Krishna, non-different. Even when you see Shiva and Parvati, you go to a temple, immediately you should understand that Shiva is an expansion of Krishna for controlling the material energy, managing material energy. And who is Parvati? This Parvati is actually sister of Krishna. She is an expansion of Subhadra. Prabhupada writes it in the book Elevation to Krishna Consciousness. So she is sister of Krishna, sister Tattva, sister of Krishna. Therefore in Madurai, the same place where I told you, southern Mathura, there is one deity you will find. Lord Vishnu is giving Meenakshi. Meenakshi is same as Parvati only. Her body is green in color. In marriage to Shiva, you will see that. How many of you have seen that? You have seen that? Yeah. Vishnu is giving his sister in marriage to Shiva. You will see that. So, Shiva is called as the friend of the Lord. Priyasya Sakyuhu, Ksanasangamena. Like that the Prachetas are saying. So we should see Shiva as a friend. Sakyu means what? Friend. Friend of the Lord. One should not think there is a competition between Krishna and Shiva. It's foolishness. And also Shiva is called Charachara Gurum. Loka Gurum. Muninam Gurum. So Shiva and Krishna are the Supreme Lord comes, expands as Shiva like milk and curd. That's an example given for that. So we have to know each of these tattvas properly. And today we are celebrating the Ram Navami, which is Lord Rama's appearance in this world. Very auspicious day. We call such days as Jayanti. Jayanti should be applied only to Supreme Lord, not to anybody else. There are many people using Jayanti for many people. We don't want to quote any names. But Jayanti should be used only for such auspicious personalities like the Lord, because Lord can do things which nobody else can imitate. Like you see, Varaha can appear in this world and go down, in the Garbhodak ocean and pick up the earth and bring it and place it in orbit. Can any human being do that? Even Brahma cannot do that. In Brahma and Kumaras, they are all blinking. They don't know what to do. The earth has lost its orbit and fallen in the Garbhodak ocean. Nobody is able to do anything. Only Supreme Lord can do such miraculous activities. So otherwise for others, even for demigod, 33 crore demigods, it's impossible. So Supreme Lord, we should know what is His potency and what is His power. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, there is one chapter in the second canto, which says, Nodatishtat tada virat. Nodatishtat tada virat. This will be repeating. You put this in the Bhagavatam, you will get it. Nodatishtat tada virat means what? When the Virat Purusha appeared, all the different sense devatas also appeared. For the eyes, the sense devata is the Surya. For the nose, the Ashwini Kumaras. For the ears, the Dig devatas. For the mouth, Agni. For the tongue, Varuna. For the hands, Indra. Like that. Different demigods appeared, standing in the respective places in the body of Virat Purusha. They were trying to wake him up. Wake up, wake up. Uttishta, Uttishta. No, Virat Purusha is not getting up. All the devatas were present, millions of jivas were present on earth, inside the Brahmanda. There was no movement. Can you imagine? Generally, we tend to think that the jivas means conscious. They can move on their own. No, they cannot move on their own. Millions of jivas are just silent. They are not able to do anything. And since devatas have come, they all are repeatedly offering prayer. At last, Lord Vasudeva entered into the universe and he entered the chitta of subconscious mind of the Virat Purusha. At that time, Virat Purusha, it says that he got up and then the whole universe was set in motion. That means the birds can fly in the sky, the trees can send out winds, and the flowers can blossom, fruit can ripen, sun can glow, clouds can shower, seasons can change. All these things can only happen when Supreme Lord opens his eyes and he glances at the nature. Maya Adhyakshena Prakriti. So, one should know that is Adi Purusha, the Supreme Lord. All other demigods are all subordinate to him. Millions of them, 33 crore of them. So, therefore, when we talk about appearance of that Adi Purusha, Krishna, Rama, Vishnu, when they appear in this world, it's not an ordinary thing. So, when we talk about one small thing I wanted to show you. So these, all these three forms are called as Purushottama. So the first one you see, this is Lakshmi Narayan. He is called Leela Purushottam. And Sitaram, they are called Maryada Purushottam. And Radha Krishna are called Purna Purushottam. So in the Bhagavatam also this word Purna you hear. Apashyan Purusham Purnam Mayam cha tadapashrayam. Correct, no? Apashyan means Vedavyas was watching. Bhakti yoge na manasi sambyak pranihite amale apashyan purusham purnam mayam cha tadapashrayam. So, there's another verse. Yasyam vaishru yamanayam krishne paramapurushe bhaktirutpadyate pumsam shoka moha bhaya apaha. This verse comes later. So, Krishna paramapurushe, he says. The Parampurusha that Vedavyas saw was Krishna. And he is also called as Purna. Purusham Purnam. It's called complete manifestation of Godhead. Why? There is serious Krishna in Dwaraka. There is playful Krishna in Vrindavan. You find like that. In Dwaraka, he is responsible, he is married, and also he fulfills the duty of a king. He goes to the court, he attends to all the management meetings in Sudharma assembly. He does that. And as a husband and wife, he performs all duties like rising in the morning, giving charity to Brahmins, performing yajna, all that he is doing. So, Lord is a serious Lord. Where? In Dwaraka. But in Vrindavan is a playful Lord. So, therefore, he is complete. His personality is a complete personality. All aspects are there. You want to know who is the best son in the world? Krishna is the best son for Yashoda, joy-giving son. Who is the best friend? He is the best friend of Arjuna. Now, who can be a best husband? Can you imagine somebody married 16,108 queens, and for each of them he gave a palace, he gave them saris, he gave them ornaments, and he expanded himself also to be with each and every one of them. Who can be more responsible? Prabhupada says one Nawab married 160 queens when he was king in India, one Nawab. And he told all his wives that, you see, I can't expand myself. Only once or twice a year I will come and see you. That's human limitation. But Krishna didn't have that limitation. He expanded himself. So, and Prabhupada says he was a dutiful householder. He was a dutiful king. So there is one type of Krishna who is very responsible. Another type of Krishna who is playful, stealing butter, herding the cows, playing with friends in the forest. So, there is Lakshmi Narayan, Sitaram and Radha Krishna. So, you will find that Lakshmi Narayan, Narayana is the leader and all other devotees are his servants. You will see any problem they have, they can approach him. Like he can expand as kurma below the Mandara Parvat, and then give support to the mountain when devotees have trouble. In the top also, if the mountain is moving this way, that way, then he becomes Ajita, and gives support on the top. Then he comes as Dhanvantari, bringing Amrit Kalash, isn't it? Then when demons snatch it and take away, the same Lord Vishnu expands as Mohini Murti, and then serves the nectar to the demigod. That means any problem you have, you go to run to Vishnu and he will help you. That, So, in this way, he is worshipped as Ranganath, he is also worshipped as Balaji. In this way, he is a respectable Lord, worshipable Lord, very great Lord, very rare. His darshan is very rare. So, we call it as a Paratvam. Paratvam means, even for Brahma and even the Kumaras and Narada, even for them, his darshan is rare, it is said. In one of the Venkatesa Stotram, it is said, Shri Swami Pushkarnika Aplava Nirmalanga Shreyo Tino Hara Virincha Sanandanadhyaha Dware Vasanti Varavetra Hatottamanga Shri Venkatachalapate Tava Suprabhatam. That verse says that early morning in the Pushkarani, they all take bath, all the devatas in the holy pond, and they come with clothes completely drenched with wet clothes. But even when the Varavetra or the servants who are beating with stick, like in Jagannath Puri, you see they hit like this. Here also in Balaji temple, outside the door, they are all pushing the door. He says, don't push the door, he is hitting. Some of the hits falls on Brahma's head also. So such is the rare darshan. Even today also, you can't take darshan for a long time. They catch and throw you, correct? So, see, Vishnu is always protector of his devotees, by expanding himself into various forms, and his devotees have great reverence and respect for him. Now Rama, he charms the heart of his devotees by depending on them. For crossing the river, he depends on leader of boatmen, Guha. For crossing the ocean, he depends on leader of Vanaras, Sugriva. For accepting, he also accepts even those in low position, like leader of Rakshasas, Vibhishan. Yesterday I was reading, like when Rama goes to meet Guha, Guha is a great devotee of Rama. Rama catches Lakshmana's hand and he starts running towards Guha. And Guha is walking and Rama is running towards him. So when Guha comes close to Ram, he embraces Ram with both his hands. See, now Guha is born in Nishada community, which is outside the four, Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Generally, if somebody is born of a lower caste, they will be afraid to go and embrace a higher caste. Or a person who is in a greater position can embrace. Say if Ram decides to embrace Guha, Guha comes and Ram embraces. That would be all right. But here Ram doesn't embrace, Guha embraces. And the reason given is intimacy that Guha felt for him. The intimacy that he felt. That Guha was such a lover of Ram. He crossed the barriers of so-called caste, creed, color, nationality, all these things. Because he has heard about Ram, he has worshipped Ram, he has loved Ram, and now the object of his love is coming in front of him. He ran and embraced innocently. Just like that old Ursan lady climbed on the shoulder of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to see darshan of Jagannath. In the same manner. So will Lord Rama be angry with Guha? Why did you embrace me? No, he was more than happy. So, and Guha not only embraced in intimacy, he also rendered service. He told all his men, he called all of them, all the leaders under him. He is the leader of boatmen. He told Lord Ram that, my dear Lord, all these leaders with me, and also all my property belongs to you. Please take over this kingdom and you rule over us. And we all are your subjects, like that he said. And he arranged for food, arranged for accommodation, arranged for all type of services. And also Guha took a bow and arrow and he kept vigil whole night, going round and round. And Lakshman was already there to protect Ram with bow and arrow. Why was Guha also keeping awake? Not only Guha, Lakshman, then Guha, and Guha's servants, they were all great lovers of Ram also. So now Guha was thinking, when Lakshman was taking bow and arrow and going round and round, Sita Ram were lying in Kusha grass. In the night, he had arranged for them a thick bed of Kusha grass. So Lakshman was going around, but Guha had a little suspicion on Lakshman. He thought that already one brother has driven away my Lord to jungle. And this brother, I don't know why he has come. Maybe he may have some ill intention, I am not sure. So let me make sure that if this fellow creates some trouble, I will be available. Like that, who thought? Guha thought. Now the Guha's men, they were afraid of both Lakshman and Guha also. They thought both these fellows are taking bow and arrow, they should not harm the Lord in any way, because whose mind will change when nobody can say in this world. So they were all going around also. So that's the greatest fun in this, because all three are lovers of Rama. None of them is harmful to Rama at all. So it's a transcendental illusion, Yogamaya. Due to Yogamaya, in this way they all exhibited such affection for Rama. So now, yes, it is true that Rama connects with this type of people. So it's called Saushilita, like you see in the picture. He connects with Vanaras like Sugriva. At the same time, Lord Rama will only connect with the leaders and not with people below them. And Krishna connects with everybody, like you see here.
Hey, what do you want, my fine feathered friends? Ah, I see. What shall I play then? An excellent choice. You are as gracious as you are beautiful. I will wear it with honor.
In this way, the Upanishads say, Natasya karyam karanam cha vidyate, natat samaschabhyadikascha drishyate, parasya shaktir vividaiva shruyate, swabhavaki jnana balakriya cha. They say, the Supreme Absolute Truth has no work to do. Now you may wonder, really? God has no work to do? When I thought about God, I thought he must be the busiest person. Because he has millions of universes and he has to send, one Narsingh avatar has to go here, one Varaha avatar has to go there. How busy he must be, isn't it? Super busy. But he is not so busy. Why? He has delegated everything. He has delegated to Mahavishnu, Garbhadaksha, Kshiradakshinu. Then what does he do? He only does merrymaking. He only does leelas, pastimes and spiritual. Like this, he is coolly sitting under a tree, playing on the flute, and enjoying with peacocks and parrots and cows and calves and deers. So this is Krishna's Saushilita. So in this way, Saushilita increases as you go from Vishnu to Rama to Krishna. So in this way, now many may be wondering, this PPT is not getting ahead. Is there something ahead or nothing? See, what is inside this PPT, I'll tell you something very special. This is going to explain how Sita and Ram are made for each other. That is what is explained. It is said, see here, the Vishnu Purana tells that the Lord's pleasure potency is his eternal consort and wife. She is perfect spouse of the Lord, matching with him in every possible way. And when Lord incarnates, she also appears with him in this world. Evam yata jagat swami deva devo janardanaha avatiryam karotyesha tata shri stat sahayini. Just as Lord Janardana, the controller of the universe and master of demigods, incarnates in different forms, so also does his consort, Srimati Lakshmi Devi also. For example, Punascha Padmat Udbhuta Adityo Abhut Yada Harihi Yada cha Bhargavo Ramas Tada Abhut Dharini Tvayam Raghu Raghavatve Abhavat Sita Rukmini Krishna Janmani Anyeshu Chavata Avatareshu Vishnu Yesha Sahayini. That means when Lord Hari appears as Vamana Deva, she appears as Padma. When Lord appears as Parashurama, she appears as Dharini. When Lord appears as Ramachandra, she appears as Sita Devi. When Lord appears as Krishna, she appears as Rukmini. So in this is from Vishnu Purana. So, now how many of you have heard about Padma or Dharini? We don't know much, isn't it? So, in those pastimes of Vamana and Padma and Parashurama and Dharini, the Leelas are not that elaborately explained. But two of these pastimes, Krishna and Rama, they are very elaborately explained, extensively explained. So, therefore, in Ramayana you find about Sitaram, great description. So, how they are a perfect match will be explained now in the subsequent slides. So, Lord Rama took the Ekapatni Vrata and Sishipad Ramanacharya, the Sharanagati Gadyam, there are Gadyatrayam we call it. There is a Vaikunta Gadyam, Sharanagati Gadyam, like that there are 3 Gadyams. And so here, one of the verses is quoted here. Bhagavan Narayana Avimata Anurupa Swarupa Rupa Guna Vaibhava Vibhava Aishwarya Shiladi Anavadika Asankyeya Kalyana Guna Ganam. Either he says, so in one place he says Gunarnavam. Gunarnavam means he has ocean of qualities, he says. So out of the 3 prominent ones we are explaining here, one is Anurupa Dampatyam, Anuguna Dampatyam, Abhimata Dampatyam. So Anurupa means the compatibility in the physical features. For example, there is a Rupa and there is a Lavanya. Rupa means overall form. And Lavanya means like, eyes, the nose, the lips, the ears, and the hands, like the very specific parts of the body. And the beauty is explained in the scriptures. And Anuguna Dampatyam means their qualities and essential nature. Abhimata means their oneness in thinking. Oneness in thinking means, like for example, if you ask, you want pizza or dosa? Both want dosa. Isn't it? That's one minded. Otherwise, in the same home, people want to eat different things nowadays. Correct, na? One says this, one says that. Here you find Sita and Ram had one mindset in everything they decided, oneness of thinking. Now you will see the examples will come now. So, in this world, when they are matching a couple, husband, wife, they see, the age, the form. Form means husband should be a little taller than wife, supposed to be. And also they see the match, correct, the age, the form, the qualities, the character, correct, all those things, status, all those things, a match like that. You will see how it is matching, you will see that now. So, in the case of Lord and his consort, all these matches are present to the complete extent, he says. See, the Lord achieved the hand of Mother Sita, who was equally as endowed with transcendental qualities of form, beauty, behavior, age, and nature. 5 things are said. The form was matching, their beauties were matching, their behavior means, how you speak and deal with different people. How Sita would deal with her in-laws, or how Sita would deal with the husband, how Sita dealt with Hanuman or with Lakshman. And similarly, how Ram dealt with different people, that was also matching their behavior. There was a proper age match and also nature. Yeah. And Sita is not different from Lakshmi, goddess of fortune, he says here. Yeah. See here, Devatve Devadeheyam Manushatve cha Manushi Vishnor Dehanurupam vai Karotyeshatam Eshat Manastanum Syat Swarupasati Purtir Ihaikyash Iti Vinmatam. What is it they were saying here? This was also from Vishnu Purana. Lord appears sometimes as Lakshmi Narayan. He is, as I told you, Lakshmi Narayan actually will, Narayan always carries Shankha Chakra Gada Padma. He doesn't behave like a human being at all. Imagine if somebody comes with Shankha Chakra Gada Padma, immediately your thought process will be different. You know that this is somebody extraordinary, correct? No? Only as Rama and Krishna, he comes in a human-like form, where with 2 hands he comes, correct? No? So, now sometimes the Lord appears amongst demigods, like he becomes Aditi Putra. Who is that? Vaman Deva. Sometimes he comes in a Manushya Rupa, which is like Lord Rama, born amongst human beings. It's called Nara Leela, we call it. Nara Leela means in this world he behaves like a human being. Krishna also behaves like a human being. Why? They live amongst humans and teach. Like Lord Rama especially has come to set an example, role model example for human beings. And there is one verse in Bhagavatam also it says, Anugrahaya bhaktanam deham manushyamastitah bhajate tadrishi krida ya shrutva tat paro bhavet. It says, if anybody hears the human-like pastimes of the Lord, they will fall in love with him. Like for example, Jarasandha is, chasing after Krishna. Krishna is running away. So all devotees will have a good laughter. Look at Krishna, how he is running away. Sometimes you have seen a father running away from a small son. The son is taking a small kid sometimes, 2-year-old or 2.5-year-old kid, he takes a stick or something in the hand. Papa, I'm going to beat you. He runs. And the father runs around and around. You've seen that? Is the father really afraid? Father, look behind. Like that he will run. You've seen that? When you're looking behind. So, the mother may be laughing. Look at the father doing good drama, isn't it? So, but it gives great, enthusiasm for the devotees to hear such pastimes of Krishna. And Krishna is running away. Because they know that it is Palayamanau taudrishtva magada prahasan bali anvadavat ratanikai Ishayor apramanavit. He's saying. Ishayoho means two lords. Ishayor apramanavit. Not knowing the power of Krishna Balaram, this fool, who was that fool behind? Jarasandha. He was boarding the chariot and chasing behind them, not knowing how powerful they were. Ishayor apramanavit. He was not aware. So, Palayamanav tau drishtva, Palayamanav means to run. Magada. So, in this way you will find, if you read those verses, some specific words are used. It says that Chelatur Bahuyojanam, long distance they ran. And then it says Manushya Cheshtam Apannau Chelatur Bahuyojanam. It says Manushya Cheshta means what? Manushya Cheshta means they behaved like human beings. Manushya Cheshtam Apannau, accepting a human-like behavior. Krishna Balaram ran, he says. Just as some human being may be afraid, he is running. Like father running away from a small kid, chasing after him, is actually an imitation of fear. It's not actual fear. That's why it's Abhitau Bhiru Bhitavat, it says. Abhitau means what? Not afraid. Bhiru Bhitavat means, Bhitavat means as if he was afraid. He was running. So these are human-like pastimes. So you may ask, why should Lord pretend like this? Actually, he is doing like this only to attract your heart. Because if he does this kind of activity, even a father sometimes takes the son on the back like a horse riding, and he gives a opportunity. You have seen that? So then he becomes very endearing to the child. Oh, my father is so nice, he plays with me. I can chase after him, I can punch him, I can play with him. So Krishna also becomes a charioteer of Arjuna. Krishna becomes a small, darling of Yashoda. You can see that. So, in this way, Devatve Devadeheyam. When Lord comes as Vamana, then she also comes as one of the demigoddess, along with Vamana, isn't it? When the Lord comes as Manushatvecha Manushi, Lord comes as Naralila like Rama, she becomes Sita also, behaving like every other human being. She will, she will live in the palace, she goes with him to forest, behaves like any other, like that she does, says. Now here the overall appearance given here. Ramayana states that from birth itself, Lord Rama was endowed with all beautiful bodily features. There was no need of putting any makeup, it is said. Makeup means made up, isn't it? They have made up the face to look like that. Here he says, Kaushalya gave birth to Ram, possessing all the divine bodily features and qualities, the greatly blessed, delightful. Why I am showing this? See in that shloka, Ramam Sarva Lakshana Samyutam, it is said. Ramam Sarva Lakshana Samyutam. What is the meaning of that? Then no need to explain what all qualities he had. Sarva Lakshana Samyutam. Same thing with Sita, you see. Rama Zadaita Bharya Prana Sama Nityam Hita. See, Janakasya Kule Jata Nirmita Deva Maya Iva Sarva Lakshana Sampannan. There also same thing he says. Sita, who was the loving and devoted wife of Lord Rama, was like the life energy of Lord Ram. She was born in the family of Janaka, and her beauty was as if fashioned by divine marvel. She was endowed with all bodily features and beauty. Yeah. Here also it says Sarva Lakshana Sampanna for Sita. And for Ram it is said Sarva Lakshana Samyutam. Like that it says. In both places Valmiki is using the word Sarva Lakshana for both. This is the meaning of Anurupa Dampatyam. That means their form and their qualities matched in the Dampatis. Like that it says. See, the beauty of the face is especially. So we'll recite one verse, you all can repeat after me. Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha. In Ayodhya, different people used to call Supreme Lord Rama by different names. So our Dasharatha would lovingly call his son as, although his name was Raghukula Tilakam, he is called as Ramachandra, that's a full name, but he would call him Rama, like that he would call him. They call him a short name. Sometimes a boy's name may be a long name, but parents out of love call only a part of the name. You have seen that? Isn't it? Like one kid was telling me, I asked the kid, what is your name? He said, my name is Dilkush, he said. Dilkush? The parents gave you such a name? Then I asked him, what is the name in the school register? He said, there it is Dinakar, he said. His name is Dinakar, but mother calls him Dilkush. Dil ko kush dene wale. No? That's the meaning of that, correct? No? So, similarly to call him Rama, like that he would call him. Then he says Ramaya and then Ramachandraya. The three mothers, Kaushalya and Sumitra and Kaikeyi. So they would look at him in the morning. Lord Rama will look like a full moon. He had a greenish form, like a dhruva grass. And he would look like a full moon blossomed in the morning. He had an effulgent body, effulgent face. So as soon as they would see him, such an auspicious face to see in the early morning, when one sees the face of the Lord, like we come and take darshan of Vrindavan Chandra, like that when they would see the smiling sweet face of the Lord, they would call him Ramachandra, like that they would call him. Ramachandra means, oh Rama, your face is like a full moon, such a beautiful child, like that they would call him. And then Ramabhadraya means the Brahmanas would call him Ramabhadra, because you are the bringer of auspiciousness to the whole world, for everybody. So they would call him Ramabhadra. And Vishwamitra Vasishta would call him Vedase. Actually, Rama or Krishna are the ultimate goal of all the Vedic study, is it not? Vedesya Sarvair, Ahame Vedyo. And then Raghunathaya, that name was called by the soldiers, and all the commander-in-chief, they all would call him Raghunath. That's the main name they would call him with. They would call him as Raghukula Tilakam. He was born in the Surya Vamsh, in the Raghu's dynasty. So they would call him as Raghunath, famous king. Raghukula Tilakam means in your face, what is the most prominent part of your face? Tilak. So it's called Raghukula Tilakam. The most prominent personality who appeared in Raghu dynasty is Lord Rama, because he is Supreme Lord himself. So, and then other four people would call him as Natha, like Sugriva, Vibhishan and Guha, Hanuman, all these people. They only call him as master, that's all. Not only that, they won't come near, they would stay a little distance away and they would be very reverentially respectful to him. They call him as our master, or our master is coming. Like that they would call him as Natha. And all the ladies of Ayodhya, they would call him as Sitapati. Hey, here comes Sitapati. Because for them the connection is more with Sita. Here Sita's husband is coming. Actually, this is my experience when I deal with congregation also. Somebody will tell me Mataji's name. I would ask him, whose wife is that? Then they would tell Prabhuji's name. Then I know very well. Because you are not familiar with Mataji's name, but Prabhuji you know. Similarly, Matajis, they keep all the phone numbers of Matajis, correct now? If you tell some Prabhuji's name, you wonder, who is that Prabhuji? We don't know. You say, that Mataji's husband. Now I know who it is. They know it, correct now? So, the same manner for them, Sita is everything for them, for Ayodhya Vasis. And then Rama is great because he is whose husband? Sita's husband. Sita Apatiya Nama. So in this way, Everybody cherished the beauty and qualities of Rama and Sita in Ayodhya. So, here there is a verse, you see. It says, Lord Rama's face was beautiful and soothing like moon and extremely pleasing to look at. By his form and qualities, he attracted the sight and hearts of all persons. Sita also, it is said. Vishalakshi, it is said. See, for Lord Rama, it is said, Chandrakantananam. Chandrakantananam, his face is glowing like moon. Ramam, Ativa Priyadarshanam. His form, his face is very pleasing to look at. Rupa, Audarya Gunaihi. Audarya means magnanimity. Pumsam, Drishti, Chitta Apaharinam. If somebody looks at Rama once, they will lose attraction for any other hero in this world. All other material heroes become zeros after one has seen the beauty. So, one more thing I read. In this world, generally, if you are in Sattva Guna, you can appreciate going to a temple, correct no? If somebody is in Tama Guna, they will go to liquor shop, correct no? Or somebody is in Rajo Guna, then they may go to gym, building weight and building bicep, correct no? Isn't it? So, but if somebody is in Sattva Guna, they come to temple and see the beauty of the deities. But in the case of Ram, even those in Rajoguna, Tamaguna like Rakshasis, even they appreciated Rama's and Sita's beauty. It will come now, I will show you the verse. Like, Tara is wife of Vali and Mandodari, wife of Ravana. They both, when they lost their husband, like Tara, Vali was killed. She was very angry and aggrieved also. Same thing with Mandodari. She was also very, very aggrieved and lamenting and angry at the killer of their husband. But then when Rama came in the front, immediately they became silent and they started glorifying Rama with such a choice poetry, appreciating his beauty and character and kindness and his behavior. And their glorification, Ramayana says, it was greater than even the glorification of sages also. Just imagine. So that's the beauty of the Lord. Here also, I saw one couple, for the first time they had come, husband, wife, and they were looking at Radha Vrindavan Chandra for 1 hour. And I heard them talking amongst themselves. Wife was telling the husband, what a beauty. This beauty is amazing. We are seeing such a beautiful Lord. Repeatedly they were clicking from different angles. Radha Vrindavan Chandra. So the Lord has such a beauty that he can attract even those who are not even chanting one round also. Those who don't know anything of devotional service. Those who are totally ignorant also get attracted to him. That is his charm. That's why he's saying, Chandrakantananam, Rama, he says. And what about Sita? He says, see, generally, women don't appreciate another woman's beauty very easily. I am not saying that, Ramayana says that. But Shurpanaka is a woman, but she appreciated Sita's beauty. She only says here, see, Vishalakshi Purna Indu Sadrisha Ananatu Ramasya Dharma Patni Bhartruhu Priya Nityam Priya Hite Rataha. She is calling her as Vishalakshi. That means Sita has a broad eyes and face similar to the full moon. Is a dear and wedded wife of Rama. She always takes delight in the well-being of her dear one, namely Rama. Like that, she glorifies Sita. Who? See, Subhra is a Rakshasi. How she is able to release the beauty of Sita is amazing, isn't it? So that is the Lord's beauty, so great. Here the beauty of the hair. See? Both Rama and Sita had beautiful curly locks of hair all through the Leela and the world. You will see that. It takes delight. Nowadays, you will see that people either get a white hair, they have to put dye, or if the hair falls off, they put a wig or something, isn't it? Whereas Lord's hair is glorified. Keshava has many meanings. One meaning of Keshava is Keshi Daman, one who is killer of Keshi demon. That's one meaning. Another meaning of Keshava is one who has curly locks of blackish hair. That's one verse, Yaksheniketamale vipparisevyamanam bhutya svaya kotilakuntala vrinda jushtam Meenat Baya Shayamadikshipadabja Netram Dhyayen Manomayamatandrita Ullasadhru. This verse is from Srimad Bhagavatam. It says, If a swarm of bees, bumblebees are hovering over a lotus, and if there is a pair of fishes in a pond, that will be put to shame in front of the form of the Lord's face, and his curly locks of hair are compared to the bumblebees, and his face is compared to lotus, like that. So, Lord's curly locks of hair is glorified. I was thinking in Andal Tirupavai, there is one song which says, Yashodai Ilam Singam, it says. Ilam Singam means like a lion's child, cub you call it, no? Cub. It has got hair, all over. You've seen lion's hair? So that is a comparison given for Yashoda's son, Krishna, sitting on the lap of Yashoda. So and later on I found in Sanskrit also, in other places, multiple places I got references where Krishna's hair is compared to the lion's hair, like this. Many places. That's the beauty of the scriptures. Various places you get similar references you get. So Lord's curly locks of hair is very much appreciated. Same with Sita also. See, Maricha, while talking about Rama to Ravana, he's talking about Rama's hair. He's saying, Shiki Kanakamalaya, is saying, one who has beautiful locks like golden garlands on his neck. That means, like golden garlands, his hair is long flowing, like the says. It was natural hair. Similarly, matching complexion. What is the complexion of Sita? Here there's a mention, you will see that. Tapta Kanchana Varna Abha. Like we say, na Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi, correct, no? So her body is like a, even in the Sri Suktam also, Hiranmayim, it says, what Hiranmayim is, she has a golden complexion. So Sita is also golden in complexion. And Hanuman describes Rama as one with the color of dark black, which is Shama Varnam. But the Lord's hue is golden like that of Sita also. What is that verse saying? Vedahametam purusham mahantam aditya varnam tamasapparastat tam eva vidvan adimrityumeti nanya panta vidyade ayana. Shruti mantra say that Lord is Aditya Varnam. In Gita also Krishna describes Kavim Puranam Anushasitaram Anor Aneyam Samanusmaredya Sarvasya Dataram Achintya Rupam Aditya Varnam Tamasapparastat. See, Aditya Varnam. Aditya means who? Sun. Like Aditya Hridayam, no? So Aditya means sun. So Aditya Varnam, he says the Supreme Lord's body is glowing like a sun. So Prabhupada says even the sun's glow comes from Surya Narayana. Prabhupada says Narayana is the supplier of the heat and light of the sun, which is never diminishing. Ashesha Teja. Like that. So, in this way, Rama's body is also glowing with a golden hue. So they have a matching complexion. And the beauty of the eyes, that is a very vivid description. In Srimad Bhagavatam, it's the Lord's eyes have a reddish hue around. Like you'll see in Jagannath's eyes, you will find when there is one red circle. That shows Lord's intense affection for his devotees. Just like we have passion is represented by red, but Lord is called as a jealous lover. Why is this word is mentioned in Rupa Goswami's Bhakti-Rasamrita Sindhu, you will see. Why is the Lord called as a jealous lover? That means, he will give exclusive time and attention to every jiva. Even if it is a small squirrel, Lord Rama takes notice of the squirrel. Even if it is an old lady like Shabari sitting in a forest, Lord will take a detour and go there and meet her. He will never neglect anyone who has performed even little devotional service. So, Yekena Tushyati, it is said even if one has done Katanchit Upakarat Yekena Tushyati. It says that occasionally if somebody has rendered service and that is the only time that fellow has rendered service, it's a small service, not so important service, still Lord will take note of it. It is said. So he gives exclusive time, attention to every jiva, but he also demands exclusive attention towards him, which is called Ananya Bhakti. He says, see, I am giving you exclusive attention to you, so you should give me also exclusive. Therefore, it's called as a jealous lover. So, in this world, you see that no one is interested in us. Everybody is running here and there, busy. And even those who are interested in us are not interested in us for us. They are interested in some opulence. There was one football player. This football player was a world champion. And he had millions of fans. At one point of time, while playing football, he broke his leg. And later on, he wrote an article in the paper. He said, when I came home, there were only two people for me. My parents were sitting next to me, and the priest from the church, he was sitting. And these people spent hours and hours with me. None of my fans came to me. Because fans said, your leg is broken and you can't play football anymore. You're useless, get lost. They have rejected me. They are not interested in me, he said. That means they were interested more in my leg kicking the football, that's all. Whereas Lord is interested in every jiva. So we also have to give him exclusive attention. Tarunau rupa sampannau sukumarau mahabalau pundarika vishalakshau chira krishna krishnarjinambarau. The two, Ram and Lakshman are, this was description given by Shurpanaka. They are very young, endowed with a beautiful form. Their form is very tender, at the same time very powerful. They have wide eyes like the lotus. They are dressed in reed cloth and deer skin, like that she said. Yeah. You see, when Shurpanaka came running to Karadushan, her brothers, she complained to them about Lakshman cutting her nose. Imagine somebody cut your nose and ear. You are running to complain to your family members. Will you glorify the people who cut the nose? Or you will be angry on them? Correct, no? After, when the Karadushan asked, who is the fellow who did this? For that she told this sloka. Those two fellows, endowed with beautiful form, very tender at the same time, very powerful. They cut my nose. Anyways, which goes to show, even in an angry mood also, they are unable to resist the attraction for the Lord's beauty. That is the point. Correct, no? See here, this is from Srimad Bhagavatam. Ekapatni vratadharo. Let me repeat. Rajarishi charita shuchihi. Swadharmam grihamedhiyam. Shikshayan swayamacharat. Premanuvritya shilena. Prashraya avanata sati. Vyahriya cha bhavagnya. Bhartu Sita Haran Manaha. Lord Ramachandra took a vow to accept only one wife and have no connection with any other women. He was a saintly king and everything in his character was good, untinged by qualities like anger. He taught good behavior for everyone. Like you see, when Lakshman is famous for his anger, isn't it? Because his Ananta says, where he can become very angry. But his anger is transcendental anger. When Ram asked Lakshman, the 4 months of Chaturmas are over. And now the sun is shining in the sky. The land is crisp. And there are no more rains. The Sharad Ritu has come now, autumn season. And 20 days have passed. What is this Vanara Sugriva doing? He promised us that as soon as Sharad Ritu starts, I will come and help you find Sita. I think this Sugriva has become forgetful, I think. What do you think? Lakshman said, at once I will go now and kill him, he said. That was Lakshman. Lord said, if you kill him, then who will do the job? Who will find out Sita? Lakshman said, that's a good question. And Lord said, you see, the behavior of Sugriva is circumstantial. He's a good soul. Even sometimes good soul, once in a while, they create some, they become forgetful sometimes. So you go, whatever it takes to educate him and preach to him, do the needful and bring him to me. And then let us find out Sita, like that he said. So Rama can restrain his anger. And if he becomes angry, all the devatas will tremble. There is one shloka which says that, Atimanusha Stotram. There is one shloka which says, Lord Rama will never become angry. But if he becomes angry, the whole universe will tremble, including Samudra Devata also was trembling. Because Lord Rama, when he stood in front of the ocean and he asked the ocean to give path, the ocean was not giving. So Lord Rama looked at the ocean angrily. In some places it said he sent an arrow. In some places it said he looked at the ocean. So at that time, the Samudra Devata came running and fell at the feet of Rama and said, "Oh Rama, you are doing Naralila. No human being can ask me to give way. Because I thought you are behaving like a human being, I didn't give you way. I know very well, pretty well, that you are the Supreme Lord. Now if you tell me to give way, I will immediately give you way, but don't become angry with us." All the aquatics are all trembling because the whole ocean water is boiling, smoky hot. He said, who can make an ocean boiling hot? Simply by mere glance. So when he becomes angry, the whole universe can tremble. Yeah. And Rama said this when he accepted Vibhishan. Sugriva was little apprehensive. Sugriva said, "My dear Lord, you want to accept Rakshasa because you are very innocent. What if tomorrow he becomes a spy and creates trouble for you?" Rama said, "What are you talking?" He said, I can put this whole universe with 33 crore devatas in this universe with a small nail in my foot. With one kick, I can finish the whole universe. The Lord said, nobody can stand in front of me. So he doesn't become angry, but if he becomes angry, nobody can stand in front of him. So thus he taught the general public by his personal activities. He taught good behavior for everyone, especially for householders in terms of Varnashrama Dharma. Thus he taught the general public by his personal activities. Mother Sita was very submissive, faithful, shy and chaste, always understanding the attitude of her husband. Thus by her character and her love and service, she completely attracted the mind of the Lord. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada explains, a householder should live according to the ideal of Lord Ramachandra, who showed how to be a perfect person. As Lord Ramachandra is the ideal husband, Ekapatni Pratap, Mother Sita is the ideal wife. Such a combination makes family life very happy. If the kings, leaders, and the brahmanas, the teachers, would set forth the examples we receive from Vedic literature, the entire world would be heaven. Indeed, there would be no longer be hellish conditions within this material world, Prabhupada says. Yeah. Here it says, Hanumanji, also in the Bhagavata Purana, there is a verse, he says, your Lordship is the reservoir of all good qualities. So it's glorifying Rama. So, Mother Sita is also, here you see below, Ramayana, there's a quote, Sarva Lakshana Sampanna Narinam Uttama Vadu. She's called as Sarva Lakshana Sampanna Narinam Uttama Vadu. Mother Sita is the best of all women, possessor of all best qualities befitting an ideal lady. The last slide. So, they are also equal in strength. You see Lord Rama? Lord Rama, actually, this is actually Swayamvar. On the right side, what we have shown is the Swayamvar. So Vishwamitra is standing with Lakshman watching. And Rama is taking the bow and breaking it. It's very interesting pastime in Ramayana. Many, many kings came with big, big mustaches. With hefty bodies. When they tried to twang the bow with the string, when they pulled the string, they were thrown off. Far away, and they broke their hands, legs, they had to be taken to orthopedic section. You can see that. So many of them were like that. There were many sitting on the galleries in the top, watching this Swayamvar. And many of the men were sitting on the chairs. At that time, when Rama came forward and took the bow, when he broke it, at that time, except 3 people, everybody fainted. Except Ram, and Lakshman and Janak were there. It is said, so the whole atmosphere was as if the end of the universe had come. He broke the bow. And then Janak called for Sita. Sita came carrying the garland. She came down the steps. It was like a Ganga cascading down. She was coming to garland Ram. At that time, all the men who had fallen unconscious got up now. And with unblinking eyes, they were watching Sita as she was coming down the steps. They were watching her. And the men in the gallery fell down from the top. Top, top, top. One by one they fell down. Just like you hear about Rukmini coming out of the Ambika's temple, isn't it? At the time, men on the back of the horses and elephant, they all fell down. Similarly, in 3rd canto, you read Devahuti was playing ball in the rooftop of the house with her friends. One Gandharva going in an aeroplane, he also fell from the top. Because he came too much outside the window. That he fell upside down. So in the Vedic literature, this falling down is a very famous phenomenon. When they see a very beautiful personality coming. So when Sita was coming, of course, she was not interested in any man except Rama. She was already praying that let me get Rama as my husband. So when she came and stood, she was just waiting for her father's permission to garland Ram. And Ram is supposed to garland Sita. He was given garland. But then Rama was looking here and there. And Janaka was surprised because the pillars were all made of coral and ruby and emerald and diamond and such kinds of things. So Sita's form was reflected in every part of that palace. When she was standing, her beauty was reflecting in all the pillars, all the walls. Like you've seen in a mirror shop, in all the mirrors, you can see the form like that. Along with that, Sita was also standing with many of her associates. There were also Sakhis standing around her. All of them were beautiful. So Janaka Maharaj wanted to make sure that Rama will garland only Sita only. You should not garland some reflection. Or you should not garland some other Sakhi. You should garland Sita. So he says, I am Suta, I am Sita, Mama Suta, Dharmacharini Tava, he says. This Sita standing here is my child and Dharmacharini. She's the suitable match for you. And we did Swayamvar for her. Now you can garland. Why do you hesitate? But Rama was hesitating. Why? Because he has to take permission from his father and permission from his Guruji, Vishwamitra. You have to tell all the boys about this. Nowadays, boys and girls are telling parents, you will find out our partner, you relax. Is it not true? You can see Ram, even though he broke the vow, he wouldn't marry without the blessing of the superiors. You can see that. First class, spotless personality in everything he did. So, in this way, now this is the power of Ram. Later on, Parashuram brought one another bow called as Vishnu Chap. This is Shiva Chap, correct no? This is Shiva Dhanush, that is Vishnu Dhanush. So Parashuram said, nobody can even lift it. So Ram lifted it. Ram said, I can lift it, I can break it also. He said, don't break it, give it back to me. He took it. So you can see, Parashuram said, nobody in the world has been able to lift it except myself. Because Parashuram is also avatar. When Rama could do it, Parashuram understood, this is Supreme Personality. On the left side, I have shown Sita. When Sita was a little girl, one day she was playing in the garden with her friends. And her friends told her, hey Sita, look at this tree. It has very beautiful flowers. It would be nice if you can get it. They were all trying to jump and they couldn't get it. So Sita went inside and picked up this bough before it was broken by Ram. She picked up the bough and brought it and just hit the branch of the tree. All the flowers fell. She went and kept in the same place where it was. And outside, when she was hitting the tree, some sages observed it. Inside, I had another picture. I didn't bring that with me. The sages are watching Sita, hitting this thing. And inside the palace, the ministers observed it. That she is picking up so easily. And they were like shell-shocked. How can somebody lift it so easily? Because, in some places it is mentioned 800 men are required to lift it. In some places it's 300 men. But definitely few hundred men. There's no doubt. So, few hundred men are required to lift that bow. But Sita was just lifting it effortlessly with her left hand. So, when ministers complained to Janaka, Janaka just laughed it off. But then ministers called the sages. And sages also said it is true. Then Janaka became very concerned. How can, who can marry Sita if she is so strong? She looks so tender, but she is so strong. Then I have to get a suitable husband for her who will also be strong. Imagine if she gets a weak husband and she gives an embrace, he'll be chutney. So therefore, he thought I should get a match, powerful match. The beauty of like Krishna also, his body is very tender, like butter, but he lifts over the hill with a tender hand. You can see that. Like one Mataji, Jadrani Mataji, Prabhupada was telling to draw this. So she asked, should we draw Krishna with the biceps? Because when you lift weight, generally biceps come out. Prabhupada laughed and said, Krishna doesn't have to show biceps. With his tender hand, with the tiniest finger, he can lift over them. So, similarly, Sita had a tender body of a little girl, but she could lift the bow effortlessly. But why did I show this? I have not brought the shloka here, but there are two shlokas in Ramayana which says that Rama was powerful, Sita was equally powerful. It says. Therefore, these two pictures we have put here. Sita was equally powerful. So today we saw some similarities in Sita and Ram, how they are made for each other. But somebody may say, what is the use of discussing all these things about Sita's qualities and Rama's qualities? The advantage is, if you know how they are made for each other and you relish these pastimes, then you will not become mad with each other between husband and wife. Why? In this world, husband and wife, when they marry, when they don't bring Krishna Katha into their homes, they become mad at each other because they have deficiency in each other. Husband comes with many expectations. Wife comes with other expectations. When they come closer and closer, they start finding deficiencies in one another and they criticize. But when we read these pastimes, when we adore the qualities of Ram, qualities of Sita, and our heart becomes filled with devotion, we understand one thing. In this world, all jivas have come with 4 defects. All jivas are conducted by 3 gunas. All the jivas have something defective. Like when you create a fire, there is always smoke. Similarly, somebody is very beautiful, but they are muff. They don't have no brain. Somebody is very ugly, but they are very smart in studies. You've seen? I've seen there was one boy in our class who had a very high IQ, topper in our class. But you look at him, nobody will think he's a topper. Looks very ordinary. He looks very stocky. Has pimples on his face. His hair is like this always. If he combs also, it will come like this. He looks very simple. But he's a super intelligent fellow. Somebody has intelligence but no beauties. Another fellow I've seen in our class, very smart looking. Even exam shootings, some of these people called him as a model also. He will dress very famous. But one word he cannot speak from any subject. He used to get fail in all subjects. So which goes to show in this world, beautiful people are not intelligent always. And similarly, intelligent people are not always beautiful. Or somebody is beautiful and intelligent, but they are not rich enough. But it is Supreme Lord alone who possesses all the opulences in full. Aishwaryasya, Samagrasya, Viryasya, Shashashriya, Jnana, Vairagya, Chapyukto, Shannam, Bhagam, Gana. Therefore it's called Bhagavan. So when we hear about Bhagavan, our aspiration to possess these opulences goes away. Whether I possess or not, we don't care. We are only concerned about how I can make the Lord happy. Yeah. Like you see a mother sometimes become so absorbed in bathing the child, dressing the child, putting uniform for the child, putting socks for the child, shoes for the child. Her own hair is disheveled. She is sweating. But she has not cared to decorate herself, but she is decorating the child out of affection for the child. In the same manner, when we develop affection for the Lord and we become attracted to His deity form, we dress Him, decorate Him, ornament Him, feed Him, offer Him obeisances, circumambulate Him, hear His pastimes and remember His pastimes. Slowly, we will start forgetting ourselves. And our mind will become filled with remembrance of the Lord. At that time, a devotee becomes truly beautiful. Like Prabhupada was seen as most beautiful even in that old age. His age was 70 plus. When he was in America, when he first time wanted to return to India, Janaki Mataji snatched his flight ticket and said, Swamiji, your ticket is with us. Now let us see how you will go to India. So there is a photo you will see. Janaki Mataji and Mukunda Prabhu are standing and she is snatching the ticket. Prabhupada is laughing. How many of you seen the photo? Yeah. Now imagine, he is such an old man, but people are so much fond of him. He has a magnetic attraction because old becomes gold when the person carries Krishna in their hearts. So when a person becomes awakened to Krishna consciousness, the older you become like a ripe mango. Ripe mango is more wanted than kacha mango, right? Isn't it? So then one has to become attracted to these pastimes. So in today's session, I also discussed in the beginning Lord Rama's 16 qualities I read out for you from Valmiki Ramayana beginning. Then after that, we discussed about Rama-Krishna comparison. And before that, I spoke about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visiting South India, Siddhavat and Mathura, all those places. One Brahmana switched over from Ramanam to HareKrishna mantra. Another fellow continued with Ramanam. Did Mahaprabhu have any problem? No problem. You can worship Sitaram, Lakshmi Narayan, Radha Krishna. Whichever form is most attractive to one's heart, one can worship. And Mahaprabhu had many devotees like Anupam and Murari Gupta, such kinds of devotees. And Mahaprabhu, they were not just, distant associates, they were intimate associates. So, and Mahaprabhu had Venkata Bhatta, who was Venkata Bhatta's son became Mahaprabhu's, one of the Goswamis, followers, Mahaprabhu's disciple he became. So, we can see Lakshminarayan worshippers. Therefore, you will see in Hyderabad, we call Chinnajir Swami to our temple for Rathayatra. And he came and spent practically 2 hours with us. 1 hour, 15 minutes, he gave a lecture. Can you imagine? Such a beautiful lecture on Yat Karoshi, Yadashnasi, Yajjuhoshi. He spoke on that. In fact, I spoke first, then 2 other presidents, they spoke. And Chinnajir Swami very attentively heard and he was very smart. He remembered everything. So when he spoke, he quoted all of us. He said, Radheshyam Prabhu quoted this, he said this, different quotes he said, different people. So, we have to make friends with worshippers of Lakshminarayan, Sitaram and Radhakrishna and not foolishly create differences and distance oneself. It's foolishness to do that. Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says in Tattva they are all one. Only in the mood they are different. So then I showed you Lakshminarayan pastimes and Sitaram pastimes and Radhakrishna pastimes of Saushilita. The intimacy increases more and more as you proceed from Narayana to Rama to Krishna. And depending on which one is most charmed by or attracted, one will connect with those forms and then one will become a devotee accordingly. And then after that I came to this part where we discussed about Sita, Ram, they are made for each other. How they are made for each other? Their face, their beauty, their eyes, their form, their qualities, their strength. So all these things are so beautifully matching. So by hearing these pastimes, these pastimes can flood our heart with unlimited ocean of bliss. So simply by hearing them, we feel so joyful. Imagine to live in a world where you see the Lord eye to eye and all his pure devotees who are spotlessly pure with no blemish, no deficiencies. How wonderful it will be. So Prabhupada says in 15.6 verse that one should be captivated by this information about the spiritual world. And one should be thinking, when will the time come when I will go back home, back to Godhead? I will say one thing and I'll conclude my talk now in 5 minutes. You see, in Hyderabad, there is one very good couple, devotees, Chaitanya Keshav Prabhu and his good wife, Barsana Rani Mataji. So they both are doctors and well-to-do family, very wealthy people, and they give a lot of donations. Regularly they keep giving donations to temple. They give many lakhs of rupees, they are given donations. Whenever there is some important service, Rathayatra festival coming, immediately they will give a lot of donations. So I used to keep telling in my lecture that everybody should start program in your house. She kept hearing. So one day she started a program. They invited me to their house. I went. I did a program and this Mataji had her circle, Prabhuji had his circle. They called and started putting up a program, cultivating people offline, online, both. They started. Very nice family. So I think they may be in 50s, 60s. They may be in 50 to 60, 65 in that range. Recently, when Prabhuji went to hospital, he came to know that Mataji has some ailment in the belly, some complication. Some surgery has to be done, some operation has to be done. That's what he called and told me. I said, I'll pray for her, I told. But then the doctor said that, she's in 4th stage of cancer now and she only has a few days. Her husband was with her, but son was in America. He's another doctor, big doctor in America. But in America, he was not getting relieved to come here before 31st January. Sorry, 31st December. Because he had a commitment in America. Once you give commitment, you can't come out. And she was here already bedridden. But as soon as she came to know, I have only a few days time. Doctor didn't say exactly how many days. But she may live for a few more days only, he said. You know what was her first response? There were a few devotees around her when this was spoken to her. She said, oh really? She said, I have been reading Krishna book, about so many pastimes of the Lord. Now in a few days I am going to see those things. Whatever I read in the book, I am so blessed, I am so fortunate. Very soon. She said, I just want to talk to my spiritual master once before leaving the body. if somebody can arrange for that, and I will take his blessings before I enter the spiritual world. She said like that. Not even an iota of any fear or anything like that. Subsequently, many devotees started visiting their house. And her son was in America. He could come on 5th January. I think he reached. And then she left her body in 8th January. So when he came, actually when she talked to him on the phone, she said, Beta, even if you come and find me dead, she said, why to worry? I have become a devotee. I am initiated disciple now. And I am surrounded with so many devotees doing kirtan for me. And we do not know exactly when will I quit the body. That is in Lord's hands. If you find that I am passed away, you don't worry, I will be safe. I am in safe association and I will go to a very good destination. You don't worry. She was giving him this thing. Then I told Mataji that, Mataji, I have to go to America on 1st January because I thought that in the last part of her life, if I can be there doing kirtan, it will be nice. But then I had to go to America. She told me, Prabhuji, have a safe journey. Have a nice preaching in America. She was encouraging me like that. And 8th January when she passed, there were 200-300 devotees. She chose specific pastimes to read. She told them, Yajnik Brahman's wives, she wanted to hear their pastime. Like that, she chose selected pastimes from the 10th canto, which were their favorite for her. They were reading and all the pictures of Radha, Madan Mohan was there, everything. In the midst of devotees doing roaring kirtan, in the presence of all devotees, she left the body. So, why I was telling you, if we study the scriptures like Srimad Bhagavatam, Ramayana, with our heart, we should know that real life is here. This is not a side thing. This is the main thing. All the other things are side things. What is side thing? Going to job, making money, having a bank balance, putting a family, struggling in this material world, some or other going on with life. This is a side thing. This has to be done. But everybody in the family, husband, wife, children, their heart should be at the lotus feet of the Lord. We have to be sold out to Lord. Because that is only possible by hearing this type of pastimes. The more we hear these pastimes and they enter deeply in our heart, we hear with transcendental faith. Once these pastimes become most important for us, then we will not have any anxiety. And she is a proof. As soon as she heard about death, there was no fear. I have seen when people hear about death, my Lord, they make millions of phone calls. To so many people. They're trying to seek some love from others. Is it not true? So you can see that she was very confident. She actually in the last, how smoothly she left the body is most amazing. The doctors were all surprised. She just remembering Krishna, hearing Krishna Katha, hearing holy name, she left very peacefully. So it's a good lesson for us in our lives also. Because everybody Krishna says, Jatasya dhruvam mrityor, dhruvam janma pratishtha. Those are born in this world, one day has to leave the body. And those are leaving the body has to take birth again. And this keeps going on and on. But those who know the divinity of Krishna's appearance and pastimes, upon leaving the body, Krishna says, they come back to me. This is the last birth for devotees. They will not have to take one more birth in this world. So this is our last birth. Provided our chitta, our heart has become sold out to the Lord's service, and constantly these pastimes are arousing waves of ecstasy in the heart of a devotee, then our mati is revolving around this only. Somebody is revolving around money, somebody is revolving around some popularity, everybody is revolving around something in this world. We have to revolve around Krishna's name, form, qualities, pastimes and activities. And days like today, like Navami day, is very wonderful day for us to read Ramayana and read these pastimes and observe our consciousness all day. And in this way, we can forget the material world very easily with all its anxieties. So we cannot, many times we all find in this world, problems are not easy to sort out immediately. They take time. And during the time lapse, how to be cool-headed, this is the way we can be cool-headed. And we have to divert our attention to the scriptures, glorifying name, form, qualities, pastimes, and the beautiful nature of the Lord. So that by such diverting it to the scriptures, we will become enriched in our consciousness, and Krishna will give us the strength to face the challenges of this world. So Srila Prabhupada says when he had a couple of heart attacks in the ship, There was only Chaitanya Charitamrita with him, which was his solace. Prabhupada thought this is like Amritam, nectar. The more I read, I forget my heart attack. Isn't it? He had a couple of heart attacks. Can you imagine an old man going to America with a couple of heart attacks? He would have taken a U-turn and come back. But instead, he derived nourishment and strength from reading the Chaitanya Leela. You can see that. Similarly, Ram Leela, Krishna Leela, Chaitanya Leela. This is our real Amritam in which we should delve. And another Amritam is chanting of the holy name. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Shri Ram Navami Mahamahotsav ki, Sitaram Lakshmana Hanuman ki, Shri Radha Madhav Chandra ki, Jagannath Subhadra Maharani ki, Shri Gauranitai ki, Srinivas Padmavati, Venkateshwara Balaji ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. Thank you.
Hare. Hare Krishna. It's after a long time that we heard a long class from Radheshyam Prabhu, because from the beginning of this year, Prabhuji has been traveling. And although he came back from US in mid-Feb, but after that again a long trip to Hyderabad, Varanasi, Prayagraj, so many places, and Tirupati. So we are very grateful for Prabhuji's wonderful presentation and connecting Leela and the philosophy, and then giving a very powerful call of action to dive deep into this pastime, so that when we face the final test, we are so absorbed that we don't, we are not miserable, we don't realize how we crossed it. So let us express our gratitude to Prabhuji by loudly chanting 3 times. So we have an empowerment program here now. Last year we had conducted an Art of Counseling course. Radheshyam Prabhu has given the sessions, and the many counselors were invited to give the questions or sessions also. It was an online course because the COVID was not yet over. So there were many devotees who completed it successfully. Then they were nominated as assistant counselors, and now after 1 year, and they are being empowered as counselors at Shri Shri Radha Vrindavan Chandra Temple. So we have 2 devotees who will be empowered as counselors today, and 2 more devotees who will be empowered as assistant counselors. This is the auspicious Ram Navami day, which is a day when we remember the qualities of Lord Ram as an ideal leader. Very apt day for doing this ceremony. I'd like to invite His Grace Sakhinath Prabhu and Her Grace Anand Premika Mataji to be here, and would you like to speak a few words?
You all may be knowing Sakhinath Prabhu has been a very big officer in agricultural department, government officer. And when he became a devotee, he is a very, very thinking devotee. He thought Prabhupada has done such good work, we should spread it to all the farmers across the country. So he connected with Sundara Prabhu and Sri Gucharan Prabhu, and he does a lot of rural preaching and reaching out to many, many big officers, and he has given thousands and thousands of Gita to the officers in the villages, and he is a very big connecting point for us to the rural village, because he is in a very big officer's post. I don't exactly know the name of the post, you can tell? He's a joint director, agriculture. He's a joint director, agriculture department for Maharashtra. So he knows practically everybody in agricultural field there. Anyway, so he is working on the Vella farm also, along with Sundara Prabhu. He has done book distribution. He also has been having program in his house. Raman Prabhu used to go to his house regularly, weekly programs. And he himself is a preacher, very good preacher. He and his good wife, they are a very wonderful family. Johan Mataji is there for putting garland for her. Only he is there. Thank you, Mataji. Good example, both of you. You can tell more.
Hare Krishna. So Sakhinath Prabhu got introduced to the Discover Yourself course at Shri Shri Radha Kunjveri Temple. It was conducted by His Grace Sankirtan Anand Prabhu in those days. And very quickly he picked up, and in spite of his very busy schedule in the government job, he took a deep interest in reading Prabhupada books and chanting 16 rounds. And gradually he came in touch with Sundarwar Prabhu as Prabhuji shifted to Kolkata. And since then he has been very actively involved in all the temple activities. And especially when the Vela farm came, he took a great lead and great support for Sundarwar Prabhu, especially in taking care of the cows and farming. And then he was greatly helping in the Saswat project. And now the Saswat project has grown to a very beautiful plan. It's a preaching center now. And he's a counselor there already. He has many families connected to him. Every Sunday he takes a program on Mahabharat, which is attended by around 200 and more devotees. So he's very active in preaching. And also he is reaching out to the villagers and connecting them to Krishna consciousness, those who are farmers and other people. And Mataji is also very, very active in the temple services. She is there in the garland seva, and she takes care of the entire DT department of Shri Radha Damodar temple at Rajgarh, making the dresses, the jewelry, and the festival services and all. And now that the Saswat center has come up, she's expanding her services at Saswat also. So it's a very great contribution both of them are making to our community. And we're very happy that they are now appointed as counselors. So we wish them all the best for this wonderful service. Hare Krishna. Next, we would like to call upon His Grace Ajay Gopal Prabhu.
Actually,
Ajay
you call
Gopal?
Dauji Prabhu, you will Dauji Prabhu, come and tell about Ajay Gopal.
Yeah.
He's one of the very important leaders under Dauji in Prabhu. See, Dauji Prabhu has 200-300 people with him. And Ajay Gopal is one of the leaders in the group. He has been a mentor. You can come here.
तो अजय गोपाल को जो है 2008 में इंट्रोड्यूस हुए थे जब वे 11th स्टैंडर्ड में थे। तो उसके बाद फिर एक्चुअली उन्होंने ज्वाइन करने की इच्छा व्यक्त की थी, लेकिन कुछ घर के रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज थे, इसके कारण फिर उनको बोले कि आप गृहस्थ आश्रम में जाइए और वहाँ पर जाकर आप सेवा कर सकते हैं। उसके बाद फिर कई सारे सेवाएं वे जो हैं तीनों मंदिर में करते हैं, राधा कुंज बेरी, राधा वृंदावन चंद्र, राधा दामोदर मंदिर में। ऐसे हम देखते जो पंडाल का सेवा है सभी तीनों मंदिर में, तो प्रभु जी करते कई सालों से करते आ रहे हैं। उनके अंदर कई सारे यहाँ कुंजबेरी का ग्रुप और यहाँ का ग्रुप, तो दोनों ग्रुप जो हैं वही प्रभु जी अकेले हैंडल करते हैं। तो जैसे प्रभु जी बोलते हैं कि जो गृहस्थ ड्यूटी हैं वे गृहस्थों का ख्याल रखें और जो ब्रह्मचारी हैं वो सिर्फ जो फिलोसफी या तत्व ज्ञान दे। तो ऐसा जो है प्रॉपर प्रभु जी के आशीर्वाद से जो कॉम्बिनेशन है ये चल रहा है। तो मुझे बहुत बड़ा हेल्प मिलता है उनके कारण प्रचार में। तो और हम देखते हैं कि जो अल्टर है तो ये कई सारे सेवाएं जो है उन्होंने की हैं आज तक। हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna. Yeah, another very special thing about him, he has come from a very, very poor family. He personally, in the interview, he told me he came from a place like a slum type of family, but he grew up in Krishna consciousness, and he became, over a period of time, he developed all the good qualities, and now he has a pandal business. He works only a few hours a day, and earns quite a good amount of money, and he has got a house in the Gagan Unnati. You know Gagan Unnati? We call it a Jagannath Balaji Sudra building. 3 buildings, you know. So he is having a house there. I think he has, you have 2 sisters? 3 sisters. So he has 3 sisters and mother. He is actually taking care of the whole family, which means he has gone from the scratch to the putting up such a big family, good facility, everything. He said, materially and spiritually, I blossomed in my life through Krishna consciousness. That was his point when I met him. He said, Prabhuji, मैं कल्पना भी नहीं कर सकता मेरे जीवन में इतना किसी व्यक्ति की उन्नति हो सकता है। ऐसे इन्होंने बताया कैसे था हमारा परिवार जीवन शैली पहले, लेकिन भक्तों को मिलने के बाद हरिनाम जब से चालू हुआ इतना सुधार आया और हम गंभीरता से जुड़े। अभी इतने बड़े बने प्रभु जी, आर्थिक रूप से भी और भक्ति में भी, क्योंकि ग्रुप के अनेक भक्तों का जिम्मेदारी लेने लगे। नाउ इज बिकमिंग assistant counselor now. So you can see, this is the proof that anybody in any walk of life can grow and blossom spiritually, materially. One is fixed up in spiritual life. So he's a good role model example for many others in their community also, correct? And he has stayed strong and he's a very great support to our Dauji Prabhu. Thank you, Hari Bol. And now he's counselor. He's already assistant counselor before. Now he's becoming counselor now. Hari Bol.
So, Ajay Gopal Prabhu especially has very gorgeous worship of Jagannath Baldev Subhadra at home and tries to come to temple every day. And as it's told that on Janmashtami, the special service of Pandal and fund collection is a very great support to the temple. Almost, Daujin Prabhu's group is a very heavy contributor. In that contribution, almost 35 to 40% contribution is from Ajay Gopal Prabhu and his connected people. So it's a very big support. It goes to almost like 30 to 40 lakhs per year. So very grateful for his contribution and services. Next, we'd like to call upon two devotees whom we are we are also grateful to Davinder Prabhu for training and upbringing him. Let's chant loud Haribol for thanking them. Next, we'd like to invite two devotees whom we are empowering as assistant counselors. And they are doing wonderful preaching, cultivation and guidance to devotees for a lot of long time. But because they have shifted from out of Pune, so here they are gradually getting empowered as assistant counselor and in future as counselors. We'd like to call upon His Grace Ramchandra Prabhu and Her Grace Sita Priya Mataji to kindly come here.
There is something special about this family. You know, I was doing a camp in Kunjibihari temple. In those days, it used to be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 4-day camp. You know, Thursday evening boys will come. So Prabhu was a youth preacher in Holy Mission. And he came with a group of some 15-20 boys, young boys. He was wearing white and white, pant and shirt, like a kurta pajama type of thing. So he went and took Darshan of Kunjibihari. And I was in the garden doing program. But I saw some boys coming. I sent one devotee to find out who are those boys. So then that fellow went and said they are from Holy Mission and organization. They come for Darshan. So that's the first time I met him. Then he was so appreciative of the deities, Radha Kunjabihari. He said, Prabhu, they are so amazingly decorated and dressed. How often they are dressed? So I said, in a day, twice, I said. He was like shocked. Really? You know, he said, we also have Sitaram and Radha Krishna deities in our Holy Mission temple. And we would like to learn from somebody. So I sent Sarup Damodar Prabhu, correct Prabhu? Sarup Damodar Prabhu, who's a singer, he was a brahmachari in our Pune temple. So he went and taught them how to dress the deities and everything. And then later on, Prabhuji went abroad to Atlanta. You were under Sridhama Prabhu for some time? He was under Sridhama Prabhu and Kishori Mataji in Bombay also. And then he went to America, and Atlanta became even more serious, and he got initiated there. Became initiated devotee, Ramachandra Prabhu and his good wife. And they have done a lot of vigorous preaching. There's a lot of taste for both of them, are very serious preachers. And now they are back in Pune, here with us. They are also part of Sanjeevani now, correct? They are preaching. They're preaching, yeah. Amrutotsav also there. Amrutotsav is the weekend, Saturday program, right? Yeah, Sunday program. So they are also leading. Very, very active family. And through him, so many more have come to Krishna consciousness. So let us appreciate Prabhuji with loud Hari Bol. So they are becoming assistant counselors today. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna.
Please take this.
So Ramchandra Prabhu and Mataji, they have very big size Radheshyam Sundar deities who went from India to Atlanta. Now they're back at Pune and they're guided by Her Grace Janava Mataji, very opulent standards of deity worship. And they contribute a lot, especially whenever some guest comes. So then the prasadam, the special diets, especially when the devotees come from foreign countries, they have very specific diets and specific things. So Mataji is a very expert cook in different fields and different items, especially cookies and all, and she prepares, and the guests are very satisfied, very happy. Many guests go to their houses also because in Atlanta they were hosting, many devotees were visiting there. They were the top leaders there. So they're very great, valuable addition to our Pune community. Very grateful and happy that they are here. Thank you.
Haribol.
I'd like to call upon His Grace HareKrishna Prabhu.
You all know HareKrishna Prabhu. HareKrishna Prabhu, where I was actually looking for one coordinator for our Vanaprastha Sangha. We have IVSS. You all know what is IVSS? ISKCON Vanaprastha Sangha Sevaks. So ISKCON Vanaprastha Sevak Sangha. So IVSS. So we wanted one responsible person. So HareKrishna Prabhu was the one who suggested me. And I cannot imagine how responsible he is. You know, he chased after me and followed me up for the dates of the camp. Several mails back and forth, very patient. He will never complain. And it has happened 2 times till now. 2 days camp. And he's like a silent person behind, but he will do Herculean tasks. Huge amount of services he does silently. Very powerful. And takes initiative. Like morning, I sent him an article, almost 15-20 pages. I said, Prabhuji, please get it translated and send me. Within a couple of hours, it came back, translation. Even though you can do Google translation, you have to go through it also, correct, no? And you have to modify things. Very responsible, very dynamic. And I heard that besides that, he's also doing preaching also, correct, no? You can tell about that?
So HareKrishna Prabhu is a very diverse personality, very committed and responsible. He's taking care of the Vanaprastha Sangha. Apart from that, he's preaching through Sanjeevani.
You also should tell him he was in a professional line. Now he has taken our...
Yeah, he has taken truly Vanaprastha. He has one son who is now passing 12th and then will be going for graduation. And he was based in London before he came to Pune. Before that, he was in US and before that in Australia. So he's been an international traveler. Very committed for his sadhana and seva. So he's taken Vanaprastha. He's fully available and he does his sadhana in the morning. He serves the deities at home. And practically every afternoon he's there for Rajbhog Seva or at the late Uttapan Bhog Seva. So every day morning Seva at temple, afternoon deity worship at temple here. And then evening he has for preaching, either follow-up or preaching. He's taking 2 programs. And then he's going to different societies and organizing programs as a part of Sanjeevani. He was also a very leading person in the Amrutosava festival, organizing it well, registering people. And then, if he's not having a preaching program follow-up, then he comes here for book distribution. You'll find him in the front side. So, morning deity worship, home and sadhana, afternoon service at temple, and then evening preaching. So, it's the schedule throughout the day. It's very, very wonderful devotee, very responsible, very committed, very enthusiastic for deity worship and preaching both. Yeah. Thank you all very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki.